Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there will be no any other bigger news or breaking news other than trying to unearth what happened to the late CDF, Francis Ogolla. I'm saying so because there are other stories emerging that bandits conducted a raid in an area where the chopper which Francis Ogolla was flying in crashed. So with those kind of stories, it is not going to change the situation or the line of story or news in this country. The main issue here is all about what happened to Francis Ogolla. As simple as that. Therefore, TV is trying to shed light on what happened by trying to point question on really what happened at the last minute. So we are being told that CDF Ogolla was supposed to use a different aircraft which was abruptly swapped at the last minute. So we are told that there was a senior government official who was supposed to travel also. So they had to swap so that the senior government official would travel in the initial aircraft that Ogolla was supposed to use. So they brought another one for him. Up to that level, there are so many questions people will be asking. Who are these senior government officials? So this was reported by Ibrahim Karanja, an NTV reporter. Watch this shortly, then we will continue with this discussion.
Be that as it may, there are other questions regarding circumstances before and during the accident. On the social media platforms, some pertinent questions are coming out, pointing to a conspiracy that may have claimed Ogolla's life. Claims that the general and his entourage were to use a different aircraft which was abruptly swapped in the last minute so as to transport a senior government official. Other questions and speculations that are likely to go without answers include why only the military chief was on the ground to oversee the launch of classrooms in schools affected by banditry, yet the Operation Maliza Uhalifu is a multi-agency one between the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Interior. Other quarters argue that the assignment in the North Rift could have been done by any other low-ranking officer in the military.
Beside this, as new leaders led by Mother Karua were also asking serious questions that in that operation, who sent Ogolla? And was it worth for him to go and inspect the school? What about those who are leading the operation in that very same area? Because we were told there is operation, was it what? Operation Maliza Uhalifu. There's a team there operating in that area. So was it a must that Ogolla should be there? Or how did this one happen?
The questions Kenyans are asking in conclusion is whether it is routine for the Chief of Defense Forces to go and inspect construction of classrooms. Was this a plan had within the military, or was it a directive? There are many questions which beg answers. Even the visual images of that accident, I don't want to say anything more that may prejudice investigations. They leave us with anxiety, and answers are needed as soon as possible. Once again, our deepest condolences.
Now we are continuing this particular discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, Aden Wale had issued a statement as the CS for defense, and this is what he said as far as the issue of post-mortem is concerned. I just want to read part of this, not everything. A post-mortem examination was conducted on Friday at 11 a.m. at the Mashujaa Funeral Home at the Defense Forces Memorial Hospital. So this has been done, but the investigation will take more time. It is not something that you will think is a quick fix. It's not instant coffee. Maybe 6 months to 1 year. That's when the report will be out. So postmortem has been done. And else in the news, Saturday Nation. There's something they're saying there. State of helicopter and trip logistic at the center of probe on deadly crash that killed Kenyan most senior military officer and 9 others as events to send off General Francis Ogolla start today ahead of tomorrow's burial in Siaya. The story has been listed there. So the issue of the state of the chopper used come in. When we reach to such a situation, it reminds me of Uhuru Kenyatta flying in Uganda Airline to DRC, and this was on 20th January 2024. For those who remember, there was a story that there was a flight he was supposed to use, but then wakaambiwa it is busy or someone else is using. There was a kind of that. So it was now to provide another aircraft for Uhuru Kenyatta to use. So when he heard of this, he rejected, he refused. Those are the stories that we had. Therefore, he decided to use the Ugandan one. So Uhuru had the intelligence. He just left power. He has these people, he fixed some places. You can't remove all of them. And you can't know all of them. So he also has a chance of getting classified information. So Uhuru refused. Look at that. So at the time Ogolla learned that his chopper had been swapped, he should have sensed a danger. Because now this is going to be a big question. Why it changed? Why they swapped it? Kufikia tu hapo ilikuwa akue ameanza kungamua maneno, ajiitie mkutano, ajifanyie, ajue ya kwamba hapa basi. And there are questions people will be asking on social media and elsewhere. That who is this senior government official than the CDF Ogolla that was supposed to use that flight that was prepared for him, and they had just to swap and give him another one. Ni nani huyu? Is it William Ruto? Is it Rigathi Gachagua, the number 2? Is it Musalia Mudavadi? Was it the National Assembly Speaker Moses Masika Wetangula? Was it CJ Martha Koome? Or who is this senior official than this one that I've mentioned? Ni nani? So kwa hawa ni nani huyo mwenye alifaa atumie the same aircraft and therefore they had to swap atumie hii ingine? Ana CJ wako na zao tofauti. Ni nani huyo? Nimeona watu wakiuliza Gachagua alikuwa wapi kanisani? Sijui nani alikuwa wapi? Those questions. Ama alikuwa anafanya nini on that day? So there are questions people are now asking on the same. So in all this investigation, Kenyans, we might just be seeing a cover-up, but nothing to confirm of the strength of this investigation. That there will be a report, because we were talking about all this issue, and you point finger at the state. The report will be prepared and presented to the head of the state. How will they expose the same state? There are so many questions. So if you comprehend the statement from Kenya, from the NTV, and collect some facts, definitely you will put a blame on some individuals, and therefore you can easily agree with the position of Professor Ogolla that this might have been assassination. It might have been assassination. There is a possible of that. Because how do you cleverly swap the aircraft that the CDF was supposed to use. Then after that, it caused an accident. Swap, next accident, then death. To say many. So, because Kenya is a democratic country where we have a freedom of speech, freedom of thinking, freedom of expression. So you express your emotions and ask questions. Those are the questions Kenyans are asking. So, going by these memories of Luo great leaders that were butchered under Moi comes in, the dark days might have just come back. We lost very prominent people. George Saitot's situation also, it was said the aircraft that he was supposed to use, it was swapped. That ikatumika kazi ingine. Then after that, we lost him like that. So, in all this, many questions will still come out. What caused this death? Who is the beneficiary? And why it comes in? Who were feeling threatened when CDF Ogolla was in charge? Who are these people that were not comfortable? So fingers will be pointing elsewhere. Because if you look on the operation that was going on in Elgeyo Marakwet, it wasn't an operation that would need the head, the head of the chief in command of these armed forces to be in charge of that operation. This is an operation that can be conducted with his deputy or junior officers down there. But he was forced to go there according to the views of majority of Kenyans as they share their thinking on their social media. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.